Thomas Blackwood is battling a cunning foe, the sentient fog that toys with his perceptions. Tonight, on Echoes from the Edge, the fog's true, sinister purpose is unveiled, revealing a horrifying, ancient hunger tied to the depths. Thomas was weakening. The constant barrage of illusions and sensory distortions left him exhausted, on the verge of collapse. He barely ate, his hands trembled, and he found himself talking to himself, trying to confirm his own existence against the pervasive unreality. He desperately searched the lighthouse logs, old maritime charts, anything that might hint at a similar phenomenon, a historical pattern. He found obscure, fragmented entries, old shipwrecks always swallowed whole by sudden, unnatural fogs, disappearances of isolated fishermen who simply vanished in the white, local indigenous legends of a mist weaver that lured souls from the land into the sea, its true form never seen, only felt. The pieces clicked with horrifying clarity. The fog wasn't just a trickster, it was a predator. The fog's true intent became chillingly clear. Its illusions weren't random, they were lures. The phantom ships, the glimpses of loved ones, the false comforts, they were all designed to draw its victims closer to the water's edge, to make them step into the cold embrace of the waves, or climb down treacherous cliffs into the waiting depths. It fed on disorientation and despair, consuming souls not in fire, but in cold, wet oblivion. The entity wasn't a ghost in the traditional sense, but an ancient, elemental intelligence, perhaps a psychic manifestation of the deep, cold ocean itself, reaching out through the very air. It used the fog as its medium, its physical presence. The echoes were the lingering despair of those it had consumed, resonating through its misty form. The fog began to manifest more aggressively within the lighthouse itself. It would seep under doors, coalesce into denser, shadowy forms in the corners of rooms. The light from his lantern would dim or warp. Thomas found himself constantly fighting the urge to open the lowest hatch, to descend the spiral stairs that led directly to the rock base, where the waves crashed. The fog was no longer just outside, it was inside his mind, pushing him towards the fatal embrace. Thomas stared at his reflection in a window, barely recognizing the haunted eyes. He had to resist, he had to fight. But how do you fight something that is everywhere, that breathes with the air, that is trying to consume your very will? The fog outside swirled into a terrifying vortex, pressing against the glass, and through it, Thomas swore he could see fleeting, pale faces, beckoning him into the abyss. It was time for the final push.